This family album contains the dreams and hopes that Philando has had since he was a child. His parents always believed that their son would be able to overcome all difficulties and achieve success in spite of adversity. These photos show moments of joy, holidays, quiet family evenings, where the warmth of home warmed their hearts. Philando grew up surrounded by love, dreaming of a future where he could live freely and honorably. But even in these joyful images, there was already a glimmer of fear that the world might not be fair. These memories became his support, a reminder that family and love can give him the strength to fight the cruelty of the outside world. The ride home always seemed routine, but on this rainy evening, every glimmer of neon lights on the wet pavement was a reminder of the fragility of existence. Philando, sitting on the bus, watched the raindrops shimmer in a symphony of light and shadows, and a premonition of something sinister grew in his heart. Every moment, every glimmer became a symbol of how easily hope can be lost, when everyday life is framed by the first harbingers of tragedy. In this quiet observation of the changing lights, he began to realize that even the most ordinary routes could be marred by the injustice that lurked around every corner. At that fateful moment, every moment seemed like an eternity. Philando sat behind the wheel of his car as the sky and asphalt flashed with flashing lights. The slight sound of rain was replaced by the harsh sound of sirens, and his heart beat faster. He didn't know that his routine trip would turn into a tragedy that would soon serve as a symbol of systemic racism. Those lights reflected on the wet asphalt foreshadowed a calamity that would change his life forever. Even the moment before it happened was filled with anxiety and hopelessness, like the echo of a long-forgotten scream that could not be dulled against fate. It was the moment when ordinariness collided with brutal reality, forever leaving an imprint on the fates of many.
Are they breathing?
Barely, let's go! In the stillness of the hospital corridors, time stood still. The medical devices showed smooth, emotionless lines, the last record of Philando's heartbeat. Doctors and nurses, exhausted by helplessness, tried to save a life, but the cold glow of the monitors spoke for itself. The family, surrounded by pain and grief, was imbued with a sense of loss that could not be measured in minutes or numbers. Those empty hallways were a mute testament to how moments can turn into eternity, leaving behind only a deep wound in the heart of a community. Every glance at that screen is a reminder of the cost of injustice and lost dreams.
We will not be silenced! Now!
Justice now! Hear our voice!
Hear our...
On the day of the protest, the streets were filled with the voices of those who refused to be silenced. People gathered to pay tribute to Philando Castile and demand justice for all those affected by systemic bias. Each protest is not just a speech, but a cry of the soul, a call for change that demands the attention of the entire community. These people, united by pain and hope, showed that society will not allow the tragedy to be forgotten. Their protests, filled with anger and tears, became a symbol of struggle, reflecting the belief that change is possible. It was a moment when collective anger was transformed into a force that could change the future. The night closed one period, but the memory of Philando Castile will live on in the hearts of people who refuse to forget. Each light lit is a promise that no one will be forgotten, and that the systems that breed prejudice will be challenged. This light that pierces the darkness is a symbol of faith in change. Together we remember his story, the story of a man who was robbed of his future, but whose voice still resounds in our protests, in our prayers, and in our hearts. May this path of light light the way to justice, and may each flicker be a reminder that the fight for equality continues.